Relationships are fascinating to me. They're defined as a state of being connected, but what really creates that connection? And more importantly, what breaks it? At the core of all great companies are good relationships. What I do is help teach people how to play nice in the sandbox, and when they don't, I help them fix broken relationships. I've helped tens of thousands of people learn to play nice in the sandbox. And trust me, playing nice doesn't always mean being nice. One of the bravest moves I've ever made was deciding to resolve a long-standing conflict with my spouse of 16 years. With no connection or communication, our emotionless bond went against everything that my soul and my career stood for. And we had 2 teenage kids watching. So me, the relationship guru, threw in her towel and broke the sacred bond. I didn't do it out of malice or anger. I did it to create something healthier for myself and a better example for my children. I craved so deeply a functional family that with high hopes, I walked. It was time that I stood up for myself, that I pushed through, that I found my inner peace. Like any divorcee, I expected the rumors, especially in a small town. And I had a feeling that friends and family would take sides. But what hurt me most was my own son breaking ties with me. I broke my 15-year-old's heart. I broke that special mother-son bond that so many people revere, and I didn't know if I'd ever get it back. When life throws you into those clearly defining moments, your mind can go into some pretty dark places. And so while in this sandstorm, a very good friend of mine said to me, "Penny, you're holding on to this so tight. You need to let it go and let God pick it up." Holy shift. And so as hard as it sounded, I let go. I let go of the need to have my boy in my life. And I let go of the need to control the lies and the rumors that were being spread about me. I let go of the need to control things that were out of my control. I did my inner work to figure out what was mine and what was not. And I held on to my faith and intention for a new and better relationship. There are no manuals on how to deal with the emotions that you go through in conflict. The feeling of being left out or alienated, the desire to want to reach in and change things. This holy shift, this devastating decision had to be made in order for relationships to grow healthy again. And the pain didn't go away, but the need to control the situation did. So I waited and continued on my life the best I knew how. I waited for a response to my texts or a response to my calls. I waited for some sign of him reaching back. Almost 3 years later, it was Christmas and the doorbell rang. The tree was decorated and the stockings were stuffed. And I'll never forget the feeling of being whole when he walked through the door to join my daughter and I for the first time in what seemed like a lifetime. Communication is an art, not a science, and its results can't be predicted. Through this experience, I had to unpack my own suitcase of insecurities that was getting entangled with other people. I had to put what I knew and learned about conflict for the last 20 years to the test. It became very apparent to me that this conflict resolution was so much of an inside job that I had to do. Business relationships are no different. It's time that we learn to play nice in the sandbox and learn what that really means. And rather than taking a stance when we're in conflict, that we learn to dance our way through it and co-create a culture that is very supportive and very engaging and very inclusive and helps us build profitable and peaceful and productive relationships. You cannot build a castle on quicksand, but you can start building a solid foundation collectively by embracing conflict resolution from the inside out.